the one that's going to introduce him. Let me say this. Throughout all of Saint-Domingue, what people don't realize, a third of all of the military people were women. You have to understand, the people writing their histories, they have their own bias, their own racism. On top of that, they also have their sexism. They're never going to give women their due. Yeah. Because when white people, you know, they're racist and they're sexist.
They hate women.
Period. So what happens is, they give Bookman the credit. Nah, it's Cécile Fatima. She's the woman. In fact, she lives 112 years old. This is the woman. She's the one who educates him. Nah, turn your ways, black man. You've got a job to do.
Why the nation rests within the woman.
She's the one who inspires him because she had learned from her ancestors about Mackendal. No one can discuss the importance of one individual. Mackendal is the man. August 14, 1791, in a place called Bois Caïman, the woods of the alligators. What part of Haiti is that, Mr. Duncan? North of Haiti. Right outside of Cap-Haïtien. Telling you, black man. I'm telling you. I don't make this up. You know, this is the truth. This is the prayer, ladies and gentlemen. You should pray.
Anybody here from the South?
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the South. A lot of beautiful people in the South. Let me inform you, my mother's from the South, okay? And my mother-in-law and my wife, okay? But my father's from the North. All the Jugays are from the North. This is the prayer you should pray to yourself every night. He says, good God who created the sun, which shines on us from above, who rouses the sea and makes the thunder rumble. Listen, God, though hidden in the cloud, watches over us. The God of the white man calls forth crime. He puts you in slavery. He whips you. He does all of the wrongs. But our God, who is so good and so just, commands us to raise vengeance. It is wrong what has been done. Until they get their exact revenge, God will punish us forever. Do you not have to be afraid? God will direct our arms and help us. What should you do? Throw away the likeness of the white man's God.
Black power.
Who has so often brought us to tears. Listen to Liberty, which speaks in all our hearts. You're wasting your time. You don't have to pray to the white God, the white Jesus. It's not going to help you.
Black power.
Right.
They put you in slavery.
That's right.
Why would you continue praying to them?
Black power.
Don't do it. Cécile Fatima has educated the man. This is his plan. They meet August 14, August 22. Put it out, black man. Oh, hi, Louise. Come on in. Have a seat. Oh, hi, sweet. Hi, sweet thing. How you doing? Hi, black man. How you doing?
Are you from the North?
No. His grandfather's from the North. Yeah. He's got a 5-point plan. This is all Cécile Fatima tells him you got to do this plan. Number 1, simultaneous self-emancipation. Just tell the brothers, dude, you're free. Get off the plantation. And then what do? You kill all the whites. I mean, they're the ones enslaving you. And you burn the crops. Guess what? Then you've got nothing. Then you burn the cities. And then you set up camp for men, women, and children. You must have a military defense because they will come after you. After you determine to free yourself, you must be prepared for the consequences.
Facts.
Men who are earnest are unafraid of consequences.
Of course.
Then finally, once you do that, you destroy the French forces, and then we go to the eastern side. We want all of that island because it's one island. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The plan is working. They are kicking, you know what, defeating it. Everything is going on. They've got it. They're taking the north. They're going into what they call Latibonite. It's working. But once again, this is our downfall, the deception. Bookman is captured by deception and he's hanged. That's early part of November. Whereas the goal was race first, liberation for all the blacks. Here is the sell-off. Here is the bluff. Jeannot is left in charge. He's assassinated by Francois. Then there's Georges Biassou. Then this is spelled wrong, Dominique Breda. His name was Francois Dominique Breda. He doesn't like Francois because Francois means I love French. So he gets rid of it. Dominique means I'm born on Sunday. His name is Breda. Eventually he's going to change his name. I'll tell you what his name is. These guys, they sell out. It was working. You had the whites. They were running. You had them. So why you lose your leader? When you continue the struggle. Nah. They sell out. Listen to what's amazing. Oh, this is arrogance of Europeans. They were getting beaten down. The rebels were winning. At this point, they declare an end to hostility. I mean, but you're getting beaten. But this is how the arrogance of white men. They said to the rebels, you better stop now or you know what. But what? We were winning. There was nothing to negotiate. What are we talking about? We had it. Then these guys sell out. Look what these guys begged for. First of all, the thrust was no longer conquer or die. Nah, it was about let me get what I can get for me. They asked general amnesty for the leaders. Great. But what about the masses who are doing all the fighting? They're getting sold out. They want legal and complete freedom for a number of slave leaders. That was 400. How many slaves were there? 600,000. Asking for 400? Stupid. I mean, you're not even a mathematician, not even a good mathematician. Ask for 10% at least. They want abolition of corporal punishment because it was savage. It was complete savage. And then they asked for 3 days off for slaves to work for themselves. Sellouts. By the fall of 1791. Now, let me tell you, remember I showed you the statistic? There was about 50,000 whites and about 35,000 mulattoes in Saint-Domingue. Auger is one of them. You know, it's amazing. At no point have they changed their thrust. After Auger has been brutally executed because he wants equality with the French. What happened is, oh, I forgot to say a step. Because of what Mackendal was doing between 1746 and 1758, word travels. There's no internet, but word travels. That information gets sent over the Atlantic into Europe. The French know about it. The peasants say to themselves, what is going on? Some black slaves are going to get their freedom before we get ours? We're treated as worse than dirt in the feudal society? This is wrong. How are we going to let some dark-skinned black people get their freedom? Nah. The peasants start organizing, and they organize only because of what's going on in Saint-Domingue. What has been told to you in history is that because of the French Revolution, it encouraged the Haitians. That is completely false. It was what was going on because of Mackendal and the success that the peasants started to organize and say, what is this? How are we going to let these blacks get their freedom? Because it was nothing but feudalism in France. It was a monarchy. Come on in. You've heard of the statement by Marie Antoinette, "Let them eat cake." That's why she got her neck cut off. But this is what's happening. In July of 1789, the peasants have had enough, man. Dude, what is the definition of a citizen? We're not going to let blacks get in before us, so they stormed the Bastille. That's why they do it. From 1789 to 1799, you've had a change in government in France. But not a change in philosophy. It's still white supremacy. That's the only philosophy they know. Auger, some of these mulattoes, you know what, they're white. Okay, I'll give it to them. What happens is, they want to be equal with the white man. Because they say, look, my father's white, I'm white. Give it to me. The way they executed him, it was almost as if he had been a black slave. They ripped his flesh apart, and they had it in Cap Haitien. Ripped apart, slipped down. At this, the mulattoes realized, whoa, these white men are for real. Mulattoes had no place to go. See, a lot of times people want to get together with you, but you should always ask, what is their objective? See, mulattoes have never, ever in their history been with us, and they never will be. So they start citing, they figure, you know what? I like what's going on. These black slaves, they're doing something, we might as well. What does the white man do? April 1792. April 1792, he tells mulattoes, nah, sorry, misunderstanding. We're all the same. We're all the same. It's the blacks. Keep them out, but we're all the same. Don't forget, the eastern part of the island is ruled by Spain. Spaniards offer the blacks a deal. Look, you're catching help from the French. We're different. We're better. Come help us. Let's get together. By summer of 1793, they've offered the black leaders, the ones who were sold out, we will incorporate you into the Spanish military. You've got a title. We'll give you a house. Everything is cool. England joins the fray. The one thing you have to realize about England, France, and Spain, they've been at war forever. There was the 100 Years' War. There was the French and Indian War. These are savages. They only fight. Get this. Now, you've got 3 separate groups in Saint-Domingue. You've got the blacks with the Spanish. You've got the whites with the English. You've got the mulattoes with the French. You know what is absurd in all of this? This is what's absurd. The blacks, being the French as their slave master, that's who they really want to go after. So the blacks and the whites, who are their slave owners, get together to fight the mulattoes who are supporting the French. Stupid. This is what was the absurdity. You had 3 different. That's what's going on. The guy who starts to come out of the leadership of the blacks, he writes this letter. This letter is not his words, but he writes it anyway. He's borrowing this from Bookman. He says, having been the first to champion your cause, it is my duty to continue to labor for it. I cannot permit another to rob me of the initiative. Since I have begun, I will know how to conclude. Join me and you will enjoy the rights of free men sooner than any other way. Neither whites nor mulattoes have formulated my plans. It is to the Supreme Being alone that I owe my inspiration. He's saying, throw away the likeness of the white guy. Come with us. We have begun. We have carried on. We will know how to reach the goal. This is Breda or Toussaint. But these are not his words. No. But he's smart enough to write it. Look what he writes. By August, end of August 1793. Brothers and friends. Brothers? That's Bookman. He says, I am Toussaint Louverture. My name is perhaps known to you. I have undertaken to avenge your wrongs. That's Bookman. Toussaint cannot write that. Now, he's incapable. It is my desire that liberty and equality shall reign in San Domingo.